Welcome and let us begin. Let us have our arms to the side, feet together. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in, arms up above over your head, parallel arms looking straight ahead, and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Now let us get our palms together, feet together still as we get into a standing praying pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us grab our yoga block for support as we get into a standing forward fold. Feet together, our palms rest onto the yoga block or yoga mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep your body fully together if possible. Breathe in and breathe out as you are keeping your knees and your legs as straight as possible. Head resting down. Okay, now let us get into a half lift. Palms resting onto your knees, keeping your back straight, your legs straight, and facing forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Focus on your posture. Focus on your breath work. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Now let us make our way down to a plank pose, really focusing on your core as well as you have your feet and your palms planted onto the mat. Now let us chaturanga our way into a cobra pose, doing a back bend, keeping your neck back, arms to the side, palms planted onto the mat as you have your legs rested. Okay, so now let us get into playful puppy pose. Arms up above, out over your head, head down as you have your glutes in the air and you have your knees and feet planted onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, getting back into a cobra pose. Arms to the side, doing a slight back bend as your legs are rested onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us get into a downward dog position, rejuvenating our body. Breathe in and breathe out, keeping your back straight and your legs straight as possible. Okay, now let us go into a left lunge as you have your knees and leg rest onto the mat, extending your arm up above over your head. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now let us get back into a tabletop pose, keeping your back straight, knees and palms planted onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, getting into a right lunge, having your leg rested on the other side, keeping your back nice and straight, going in for a slight back bend, extending those arms up above over your head. Breathe in and breathe out, really feeling that stretch in your inner corner of your thighs. Now getting back into a downward dog position, keeping your back and legs straight, palms and feet planted onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Getting back into a left lunge now and keeping your other leg as straight as possible. Arms to the side, head facing down. Now you're going to extend your arms up in the air over your head into parallel arms as you are in a warrior one pose. Breathe in and breathe out, getting back into center, back into a downward dog pose. Breathe in and breathe out, getting into a plank pose, building up that upper body strength and core strength. Now let us chaturanga our way back into a cobra pose, extending that back, arms to the side, and legs resting onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out as we get back into a downward dog position. Repositioning, realigning our body. Now we're going to get into a right lunge, keeping that back leg straight as possible, arms to the side as we are in a runner's lunge, and extending our arms up above over our head, keeping our back straight as possible. Again, we are making our way into a warrior one pose. Breathe in and breathe out, getting back into downward dog. keeping your back straight down, your legs straight as possible, and you're just going to you're going to get your right arm and touch your left leg, really feeling that leg extension, really feeling that stretch in your hamstring, back into center, back into regular downward dog. Now you're going to get your left arm and touch your right leg, and you're just going to feel that stretch in your hamstring. So let's bring it back together as you get into a standing forward fold. Please go ahead and use your yoga block if needed for flexibility purposes. It's a great support system, and just keeping your body all crunched together, keeping your legs and knees straight as possible. So now we're going to get back into a half lift, placing your palms resting onto your knees, keeping your back straight and facing down forward. Breathe in and breathe out, back into a standing forward fold once again. Slowly make your way back up, arms extended over your head, keeping your body straight. And now you're going to do a back bend. Breathe in and breathe out, palms together. Now you will be in a standing praying pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Amazing work. Now let us get into the middle of our mat. Let's realign, reposition our body. Arms to the side as you are into a mountain pose. Breathe in and breathe out, keeping your back straight as possible, really focusing on keeping your body straight. Now getting your feet together. Now let us go in for a tree pose, lifting, raising that leg up to your knee, having your arms extended over your head as your palms are touching, and really focusing on your balance. Okay, let's get us back into center, back into a mountain pose. Breathe in and breathe out as you are in an anatomical position, keeping your body straight, your palms out. Now we're going to do the same on the other side, focusing on a tree pose, raising that leg up, placing your foot onto your knee, around your knee area, and raising your arms up above, having your palms touch together, really focusing on your balance. Breathe in and breathe out, back into a mountain pose, palms out, body straight. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us extend our legs out, keeping our feet apart as we get into a wide-legged forward fold. Now we're just going to bend forward, really relax our neck, keep your neck down, and have your palms touch the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now making your way onto our left side of our leg, going into a left pyramid pose. Going to have your head focused down by your knee, touching your knee basically, having your palms touching the ground. And now you're going to extend up one of your arms, having your palms raising to the sun. You're going to keep focus onto your palm. Breathe in and breathe out as you are in a triangle pose right now. Breathing in gratitude, exhale out stress. Now let's bring it back down, back into the middle, back into a wide-legged forward fold. Breathe in and breathe out. Really feel that extension in your body. Really feel your body revamping itself. Now let's get back into a pyramid pose. Your head touching your knees, your palms touching the mat. Really keeping your knees and legs straight as possible. Now you're going to extend your arm up above, have your palms trying to grab the sun, and keeping your focus on your palm as well as you are in a triangle pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Now back down to the ground. Let us get back into a downward dog position. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, as we are in downward dog position, we are going to make our way into a dolphin pose, a dolphin asana. So basically, it's like the same thing as a downward dog, except you're going to be resting your elbows and your forearms onto the mat. So breathe in and breathe out. Let's make our way into a tabletop pose now, keeping your knees and palms resting onto the mat as you have your back straight. looking facing forward. So now you're going to extend your leg up above. So extend out your left leg as you try to extend out your right arm. And that is going to make your way into a cat dog pose. This pose is really good for focusing on your balance. It can be quite tough, but once you have it down, it's great. And it's really good for working your core strength as well. So now you're going to extend out your right leg up above. Extend out. Really focus on keeping your balance. And if you can't do this pose, it's okay. I just want you to extend out your leg only. This, as you can see here, it was difficult for me. I have my off and on days, so it's okay. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad. So now let us get into a frog pose. We are going to first start off in a tabletop, and then you're going to extend your knees outwards, having your feet touch together, having your back straight, and having your arms extended out over your head, resting onto the mat, keeping your face down onto the mat as well. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now getting back into a tabletop position as we get into cat-cow poses. So now let us breathe in cat, breathe out cow. Breathe in cat, arch your back like a cat. Knees and palms rested onto the mat. Breathe out cow. Breathe in cat. Breathe out cow. Really feel that nice extension in your body. Breathe in cat. Breathe out cow. Okay, now let us get our knees placed onto the mat. Let's get centered on the mat, keeping your torso straight into a seated position. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us realign ourselves, keeping our arms to the side, knees rested onto the mat, back straight, facing forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us get into a seated praying pose. Let us get rid of all the negative energy as we restore our bodies and bring in new positive light. Now let us extend our arms overhead. Breathe in and breathe out as you do a seated back bend. Breathe in and breathe out, arching your back. Now let's get back into center, back into the middle, arms to the side, knees resting onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out, being grateful for this current moment, being grateful for this practice. Now let us swing our arm over and let us do some arm stretches. You're going to focus your visibility onto your palm, keeping your drishti onto your palm. Drishti in Sanskrit means focus. So now let us get back into center. Arms to the side, looking forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring your other arm over and keeping your drishti on your palm. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Breathe in and breathe out, resting your body onto the mat, getting into Savasana, also known as a corpse pose. Literally just resting your body completely onto the mat, releasing all the tension from your body, really relaxing, really getting into a deep state of mind and clearing all the negative energy from your mind. So now we're going to get into a supine twist, having your arms extended out to the side and having one of your legs over the other, twisting your body. Breathe in and breathe out, back into center. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhale out stress. Doing the same on the other side, getting into a supine twist. Just having your leg over the other as your arms are extended out, really feeling the twist in your body. You're going to feel that in your spinal area. So now having your knees up, arms to the side, back resting onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us lift our torso up above as you still have your arms to the side touching your feet. You are now going to be in a bridge pose, resting your neck onto the mat as well, and really working that glute activation. Now you're going to raise up one of your legs, raising your left leg, and really feeling that glute activation as I was talking about. Breathe in and breathe out, squeezing your glutes, extending out your other leg now, keeping your legs straight as possible. Also feeling the stretch in your quad area. So basically this is going to help you with your glutes and your quads. So now resting onto the mat after that intense asana, we're going to get into a Savasana pose, also known as court pose. Again, resting and rejuvenating our body, letting go of all the impurities and just gaining positive vibrations, high vibrations. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us get into a wheel pose. Again, extending out our torso up above and having your legs, having your feet and palms planted onto the mat as you have one of your legs raised up, looking like a beautiful dancer. Breathe in and breathe out, getting back into center, back into a regular wheel, and really feeling that stretch in your spinal area. Again, just bringing that leg up for a beautiful pose. So now getting back down to the mat, resting your back, resting your legs, getting back into a Savasana pose, recharging your body after those two intense apex asanas. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Feeling so grateful for our cells and our body, our healthy body. So now let us get into a seated pose, a seated position, keeping your back straight as possible. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Now you're just going to have your feet together as you have your knees out to the side of you. And you're going to bring your torso, bring your body across, being face down and having your arms extended out over your mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Now getting into a lotus seated pose, extending those arms out over your legs, over your head, and resting your head face down onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Now we're going to make our way, stretch our body on the left side. Breathe in and breathe out, really focusing on a lateral asana. Now stretching our right side. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, focusing on our lateral asana, really focusing on the flexibility on the side where our rib area is at. So now getting back into center, back into a seated pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Relaxing your body, releasing all the stress, all the tension. Now let us focus on some cat-cow seated poses now. So breathe out cow, breathe in cat, breathe out cow, breathe in cat, breathe out cow, breathe in cat. Now let us do some neck rolls. Really releasing all the tension from our neck, which is where we get most of our stress from our neck area, our shoulders. So really release all that tension. Now let's rotate. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's do some neck stretches. Middle, front, middle, back, middle, front, middle, back. Now to the side, middle, to the side, middle, to the side, middle, to the side, middle. Now let us stretch our neck over, having our palms for support, stretching out that neck. Breathe in and breathe out, back to center. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, using your arm and your palms to really help you with that neck stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let's work our way onto our wrists. Spinning our wrists, really feeling all that circulation, all that stress and pressure that we get in our hands. Really move your hands around. We're constantly using our phones or constantly on the computer, so this is a great way to release all the stress from your hands. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now let's get into a tabletop asana. Knees and palms planted onto the mat, keeping your back straight, head facing down. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us thread the needle. So we're going to have our shoulder rest onto the mat as you have your arm extended from underneath, having your knees planted onto the mat as you have your other arm extended over your head. Breathe in and breathe out as you really feel that stretch in your spinal area as a lateral asana, lateral position. So now getting back into a tabletop. Knees and palms planted onto the mat as you have your back nice and straight. Now doing the same thing, threading the needle, having your arm tucked underneath your chest area, having your arm extended out straight, knees planted onto the mat as you have your other arm extended over your head. Breathe in and breathe out, back into tabletop. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Now let us get seated onto the mat. Reposition ourselves now. Breathe in and breathe out. Let us get into a staff pose, having your legs stretched out in front of you as you have your back nice and straight, having great posture, arms resting to the side of you. Breathe in and breathe out. Now you're going to have your arms extended out, touching your toes, extending out that back, facing forward, facing down. Breathe in and breathe out, keeping those legs and those knees straight as possible, really feeling in that stretch in our hamstrings. Breathe in and breathe out, back into a staff pose, keeping your back and legs straight as possible, facing forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now you're going to go ahead and get your yoga strap, and you're going to go ahead and extend out your left leg, keeping your leg and knees as straight as possible, keeping your back straight as well. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now back into a staff pose, back into center. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, getting that yoga strap, extending out your right leg now, keeping your leg nice and straight, knees straight, back straight. Breathe in and breathe out as you focus on your flexibility. Breathe in and breathe out. Amazing work. So now we're going to get back into a seated pose, keeping your back straight, arms rested to the side of you, facing forward. Breathe in and breathe out as you really work onto your shoulders. Getting in those shoulder rolls. Okay, so now you're going to have your arms extended out over your head, having your face planted down onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Really stretch out those arms. Get all the tension out from your arms. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now let us realign and reposition our body. You're going to have your legs extended out as you have your arms extended out as well. And really keeping centered and really keeping that balance. So now we're going to get back into Savasana, back into a corpse pose, resting your body completely, restoring your body, letting all the tension escape your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, extending your legs up above as you have your hands and your arms supporting your back, resting your neck onto the mat, really focusing on the balance of your body. Breathe in and breathe out as you are in a shoulder stand now. Breathing in gratitude, exhale out stress. Now let us bring our legs over our head, keeping your legs as straight as possible. Again, just having your arms resting onto the mat as you get into a plow pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Really feeling in that stretch in your hamstrings and your spinal area. Now back into a shoulder stand, back into a seated pose now. Now let us work on the tension in our neck, doing those neck rolls. Now let's rotate, arms to the side, still in a seated pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude, exhale out stress. Now let us get into a headstand, clasping your palms together as you have your elbows to the side of you, touching your head, and slowly extending your legs up above, tiptoeing your way as you extend your legs up. Breathe in and breathe out. Just really focusing on your balance, really focusing on self-love in your body. Amazing job on the focus. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now we're going to get back into a seated pose. Knees on the mat, arms resting into your lap, keeping your back straight, facing forward. Breathe in and breathe out. You're going to extend one arm over your head as you have your other palm resting onto the mat. Just going in for a nice lateral stretch. Now getting back into the middle, doing the same thing, stretching out that arm, extending that arm out as you have your other arm planted onto the mat. Now back into center. Now we're going to get back into a standing forward fold, keeping your knees nice and straight, having your feet planted onto the mat, your palms planted onto the mat, keeping your body clutched together if possible. And if you need your yoga block, please go ahead and do so and get that. So now we're going to get into a half lift, keeping your knees resting onto keeping your hands rested onto your knees, keeping your back straight and facing down. Breathe in and breathe out as you are in a half lift. Now making your way back into center, back into a mountain pose, keeping your arms and palms together as you are in a standing praying pose now. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in gratitude. Exhale out stress. Breathe in and breathe out. Now let us get into a dancer pose, extending one arm out, balancing on one leg as you have your other leg extended, touching your palm. Breathe in and breathe out, and just pretending you are a dancer, because you are. Now getting back into center, Breathe in and breathe out. Keeping your balance on one leg, extending your arm out as you have your other leg extended out, touching your palm for support and literally looking like a dancer. Breathe in and breathe out, getting back into mountain, arms up above, extending that back, getting into a back bend, back into center. Breathe in and breathe out, legs apart, palms touching the mat, letting your neck loose, letting your body just way down to the mat, relaxing your body completely. Now you're just going to extend one arm up as you have your other palm placed onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out, back into middle, back into a wide-legged forward fold. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Extending your arm up above as you have your other palm planted onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Now getting back into center. Keeping those legs straight too as possible. Breathe in and breathe out. Really focus on your breath. Now we're going to squat down and have your palms together, facing forward as you get into a garland pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Now extending those legs apart once again, getting into a squat pose, having your palms to the side of you as you are in a goddess warrior pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Now having one arm, one palm rest onto your leg as you have your other arm extended out, really working on a lateral asana, stretching out that side. Now back into center, back into the middle. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, extending that arm up above over your head as you have your other arm resting onto your leg, really working in a lateral asana, stretching out that side. Breathe in and breathe out, back into center. Breathing in gratitude, exhaling out stress. Now let us make our way back down to the mat into a standing forward fold, trying to keep those legs as straight as possible, hands planted onto the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Now getting into a ragdoll position, having your forearms touching together, really letting your neck loose down. Breathe in and breathe out. So again, just really letting all that tension from your neck release as you have your forearms together and just relaxing your back completely. Breathe in and breathe out, getting now back into a half lift, resting your palms into your knees, keeping your back straight and facing forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Now getting into a downward dog, keeping your back straight and aligned, keeping your legs nice and straight, feet and palms planted onto the mat. Now let us get into a left lunge as you have your other leg relaxed onto the mat and going in for a back bend, having your arms extended out over your head. Now back into the center, back into a downward dog position. Breathe in and breathe out. Now going in for a right lunge, having your other leg rested onto the mat, finding that balance and having your arms extended over your head. Going in for a back bend. Breathe in and breathe out, really stretching out those quads. Okay, now back into a standing forward fold. And now back into a downward dog position. Going in for a left lunge, keeping that other leg extended and straight. And having your both arms extended out. Drishti focused onto your palm as you are in a warrior two pose. Breathe in and breathe out, getting back into a downward dog position. Breathe in and breathe out, going in for a right lunge, keeping that other back leg straight as possible, arms to the side, and extending those arms out into a warrior two pose. Breathe in and breathe out, keeping that back straight, getting back down now, back into a downward dog position. Now we're going to make our way into a plank position, really working our core and building our upper strength body work, and chaturanga our way into a sphinx pose. So same concept as the cobra asana, but this time you're going to rest your elbows and your forearm on the mat as you go in for a back bend. Breathe in and breathe out as you get back into a downward dog position, extending out those legs and arms and jumping your way into a standing forward fold. Breathe in and breathe out, going in for a half lift, keeping that back straight, facing down. Breathe in and breathe out. Now back into center, back into a standing position. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Okay, now let us have our arms extended out, having one leg for balance and extending out that other leg, getting into a warrior three pose and trying to keep as straight as possible, really focusing on balance. Breathe in and breathe out, back into center, back into a mountain pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Now having one leg for balance, having your arms extended out in front of you as you have your other leg back nice and straight. Breathe in and breathe out. Warrior three, back into center, back into mountain, having your arms extended up above, palms together, back into a standing praying pose. Breathe in and breathe out. Namaste.